long braid. So that's what we're looking like today. What's up guys, welcome back or welcome to the channel. If you're new, it's Sahara, and anything that I use that is not new, I'll probably use majority of it off camera. No reason other than just not to use it on camera. I already did my brows off camera. They're hiding behind these little pieces that are barely showing themselves. I use the Oma by Sharon C. This is the one and done 2-in-1 brow styler in the shade 08. And by the way, I'm wearing this orange mini dress from Pretty Little Thing. This watch is from Michael Kors. It was gifted to me a long time ago. This necklace is from Shein, and these square earrings that I love that has like the back out, these are from Shein as well. Black Radiance just launched 2 new eyeshadow palettes. This is the Brilliant Effects Tribal Bright eyeshadow palette. That's the name of it. They also launched another one that is more like your night. This would be like your day palette, and then it does come with a good quality mirror. I gotta take the plastic off of this. I have learned not to keep the plastic on any of my products anymore. I've finally grown out of that. It comes with 12 eyeshadows altogether, full of mattes, pearl, metallic, and glittering. As it says, I don't see nothing really glittering that much. Walmart is selling this for about $6, while Target is selling it for about $10. So I will leave the link down to Walmart so you can buy it cheaper if you do want to pick these up, since they're brand new. It does look like somebody dug their finger in there. Maybe when they were packaging it. I was going to insert me swatching all of these, but most people don't care for swatches anyway. It's more about how the palette performs on the eye. So I just decided to screenshot this part so you can see the swatches in real time anyway. I'm going to go ahead and use the Juvia's Place. This is the Eye Prep Eye Prime, and it's color 1. I think I might mix it in with a little bit of the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor number 3. So I'm going to start off with the shade Poppin'. Even though like it looks like it has a little bit of a sheen to it, once you get past that first layer, you could definitely go ahead and use this as a matte if you want. It's like a purple with a little hint of a blue shimmer to it. I'm gonna try this one right here called Bam. Let's see how well that picks up on a brush, because like I said, it was very like pressed into the palette, so it's picking up well on the brush. With this shade, I'm just kind of like patting it first and then blending it outwards. Is the orange shade Sunny Side. Sometimes on my brow area right here after I shaved, it kind of latches on. So if you see that one part looks a little bit of like a stronger orange, just know that a lot of times it grips on. Amplify, because I really want to see how this looks. And let's apply the shade right here. Yeah, so with these, you definitely want to tap first and then like kind of start blending. I feel like that's how you get the best payoff. Electric, which is this blue. I'm trying to use as many shades as possible. This light blue, Tealicious. The yellow probably won't show up. And I'm just going to keep that focused right here by the brow bone. Yeah, it's mixing in and turning it kind of green. I'm just going to have to use that yellow on a different day. I'm going to go ahead and wet the brush. I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last. I'm not going to cut the crease or anything. Limelight first. Yeah, that's really, really pretty. Gold Bold, and I'm going to apply that on the outer part. Okay, so I definitely think that it picks up a lot better when you spray your brush. The more you use it, the more you can see the metallic popping through. Like there's a layer that's on top of it. I'm just going to go back in with some of that Poppin' shade. I think these were the only two shades that I didn't use, which I could have used that purple one to blend this out. Actually, I'm going to do that right quick. Illuminate, which is this lighter purple, and just blend right in here. Yeah, that definitely helps because the shade Poppin', this deep one right here, the deep purple with a little bit of blue, that one does not blend that well because it is more of like a shimmer. e.l.f. smudge pot, I emptied it out. It's a liquid form right now, so what I did was I crushed all of the eyeshadows up in here, the green and the yellow, and I put a little bit of my Mayron mixing liquid in there to make a neon green color because I have been needing a neon green eyeliner, and since I can't find one, yeah, it's not like coming out the brightest, so I'll probably still end up having to get that Pat McGrath. Alright, let me just take a little bit of this glitter. Off camera, I just went ahead and applied some NYX Worth the Hype mascara, and I also applied some Ioni lashes in this style Spiky Doll Light. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer and the Wet n Wild Primer Serum, the hydrating one. I think I applied way too much. Alright, I take that back. I'm not going to use the primer serum from Wet n Wild because I just applied way too much of that Luminous Putty Primer. The new Black Radiance Tinted Moisturizer Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 15. This is supposed to hydrate and color correct. I have never used a tinted moisturizer before. I know that tinted moisturizers, BB creams, CC creams, they have become very, very popular. Actually, the e.l.f. CC cream, is that considered like a tinted moisturizer, or is it like two different products? If it's considered to be similar or part of that family, then yes, I have used the e.l.f. CC cream, but as for tinted moisturizer, I have not. I don't know how many shades in total, so I will insert all of that information up on a screen, but I did go ahead and pick up the shade light to medium neutral because I do have a neutral undertone. I do want to mention that Black Radiance is not Black owned. It is just Black Rand. It is the sister company to Wet n Wild, so their shade range can start pretty like medium to deep. They don't really go fair. That's why sometimes it's hard to kind of find your shade. I used to be in a shade like Butterscotch with their regular foundation, and that's like the lightest shade. Because this is a tinted moisturizer, I am not going to use a sponge to blend it out. I'm going to use my brush. This is the Japanese 709 brush, 0.91 fluid ounces, which is 0.8 ounces or 0.09 ounces, fluid ounces away from 1 fluid ounce, which is equivalent to the regular size of regular foundations. It does come with a pump, which is always a plus. It is running down, so it is liquidy. Maybe just a little bit darker. Most people will probably use their hands to apply tinted moisturizers. Most tinted, there is a scent, it smells like clay. So let me just go ahead, stop talking, and blend it out. Oh yeah, that is a little bit darker. It should be fine in the summertime, and we're right around the corner from spring and summer, so I'll get that tan back. And that's why I said that these shades, even though it says light, it still starts pretty deep. So far, let me just see my mirror right quick. It's definitely a light to medium coverage. Not 100%, but it does remind me of the e.l.f. CC cream. So I think it may be comparable. There's a little bit of, well, a lot of luminosity, a natural glow to it. It does even out the skin tone very, very well, but you can still see some of my blemishes because, child, they have been coming in. Blending it out, it's a lot thicker than how it looked as it was running down. So it does the way you have to move it around the face, it does feel a little bit creamier and thicker. I have been wanting to try something from the lip bar. I found out about this brand years ago. I was talking about that in one of my other videos, but this brand is pretty pricey though. This is Vegan Beauty Quick Conceal Caffeine Concealer, Self-Setting Plus Brightening, 0.35 fluid ounces. I love this packaging. Easy to use, convenient. Wake up your beauty routine and conceal your blemishes with our caffeine concealer. I'm interested to know what they mean by caffeine, because I have the Cafe Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Caffeine Concealer and Foundation, and now this brand is saying caffeine concealer. Does it contain like some sort of caffeine ingredient? I got it in a shade Honey, which is part of the number 2 family. So they come in like family shades, so you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. It's kind of made to group you into a shade range, which we all know that does not work out. You always need at least 30 to 50 Fenty Beauty, Fenty 30 to 50 shades to find your shade. I love the applicator. It is that flat applicator. I did hear that this is supposed to be more so light coverage, maybe light to medium, hopefully buildable. I am wearing a tinted moisturizer that's pretty dark, so when I do wear my regular foundation, hopefully this shade is still pretty bright, because it's not that bright now. I'm gonna let that sit for a second, because if a product does not have like full coverage, let it sit a little bit before blending it out. It'll dry down a little bit more, and then you can go ahead and blend it out and get the most coverage out of it. I have the Black Radiance True Complexion Cream Contour Palette in the shade Light to Medium. I use this cream contour, and then for powder I have Light to Medium, and I use a mixture of these two. That highlighter is too dark. The e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Honey Drip. Actually, it's not even showing up since I'm using this shade, so I might just end up having to go back and use that other one. It's like, none of my products are working for me today. Take this. The Lancome foundation brushes, or the BH Cosmetics foundation brush, to help me blend out my concealer. And also, when you want the most coverage out of a product, blend it out with a brush. Okay, that blended out very, very well, very easy, very quick. The e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade Bahamas. I have been looking for this putty blush everywhere. This is the orange shade, and I finally found it. I don't really like using cream blush, which is why I only have the Fenty Daiquiri Dip and now this, but it is orange. It was $6. and I was looking for it everywhere, and I'm gonna get it. I like how that looks. I like how it's blending. It's very subtle. To set everywhere, I'm gonna go in with the Black Radiance Loose Setting Powder in the shade Banana. The powder sets very well over this concealer. It's not drying or getting tight or anything. So this is a pretty good hydrating concealer. It does say that it has more of like a semi-matte finish. Do I not have a highlighter with me? Alright, let's see. Should I use the ABH and Amrezy or the Fenty? Let's use Fenty. I'll save that Amrezy for a different day. And just a little bit, because the skin still has a really nice glow to it. And then I'm just going to apply a little bit of this on the brow bone. I'm going to go in with some of this Fenty in the inner corner too. Black Radiance Dual Ended Lip Liner. The skinny part is finished, but I still have some of this left. I do not think that this dual ended lip liner is available anymore. It pretty much just has like a lipstick formula to it. And then I do still have two Perfect Tone matte lip creams from Black Radiance. So I have Berry Nude and Let's Toast. Let me see, is it dried out? Oh. Yeah, we got to keep it soft because there's a lot going on over here. Shade Poppin'. Let's see, can I take some of that green that was hard for me to apply? I'm gonna apply some of Limelight on the waterline. Mascara. Morphe Continuous Mist. With my eyes open. Wide open. For the inner corner, I went ahead and covered up that Fenty highlighter, the Morphe 25L palette, Liberation. It has like a green shift, activism that is also green. I didn't like how that Fenty highlighter was looking. I didn't think it was going with the look. That is why it looks a little bit more put together than where I left you off before the camera died. Again, don't mind that part where the orange is like piled up. It's not that it's not blending, it's that it's attaching to my skin, and mostly where I shave my brows at, because you guys know I shave them straight now, so it's going to look a little funky right there. I did enjoy using this palette. I think that the shades are very pretty. They get better to work with as time goes on, because like I said, specifically with this shade, I felt like there was like a layer on it that was preventing the pigmentation, and you can see now it definitely looks a little bit more metallic than it did before. As for the other shades, they perform very well, blend it very well. I definitely think that every shade can be very powdery, and I'm talking about the mattes, not the shimmers, which for some people can be a turn off. I'm not too sure. Let's see, what do we use next? The Black Radiance Tinted Moisturizer. Looks really good on the skin. It has that light to medium coverage. I definitely think it's covering pretty well. But I love that drugstore brands are starting to come out with neutral undertones, which is what I have. It works so well. And it's sitting on the skin in a way that it doesn't feel heavy. You can feel like you're wearing makeup probably because of the other things I applied, but as for this, it's definitely not heavy. And I think it leaves a nice natural glow. It doesn't say if this is supposed to be satin or anything like that, but with sunscreen, who knows. The concealer, if you have dark circles that you're worried about, this is not going to cover that well. This is for your everyday quick easy look. It does have light to medium coverage. I did not test if it was buildable. I'll probably test that in another video. Then again, as much as you receive, I probably won't be testing that part at all. Semi-matte finish, but it's not drying. So if you have dry under eyes like I do, it will not dry them out. It's going to crease like it normally does. Nothing helps prevent that. As for the shade, it was a decent shade in the shade Honey, but I do think that the lip bar needs to expand their shade range and stop trying to group everyone together, because if we know from all brands, it don't work like that. The e.l.f. Putty Blush, I did not go in with a powder blush. I just went in with this. It doesn't say semi-matte, but I feel like it does, to the point where you don't have to go in with a powder blush. Because look at that, you can still see it, and it's not like, it doesn't seem to be moving around or anything like that. So I do really like this as well. If you have not yet tried any of their putty products, definitely do that. And also don't forget to check the video where I will be showing you a haul of these products that I featured in today's video and some other things that I got for Black History Month. That video probably will be coming before this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. I also do want to mention that I did wear this for about 5 hours and everything lasts very long. I didn't get really oily on my nose like I typically do, so I think that it's a very lightweight, good product.